let's move back a little bit to the narrative.
Hmm.
So, seeing your skincare products dramatically improve your husband's skin, how did this influence the narrative that you wanted to share through your brand, Iriora Skincare?
Hmm. Well, not only was Mark using the products, what happened because his doctors and his nurses started asking him, so then they started telling people. So like his nurses were like telling people, giving people my numbers. So, and then I started making stuff for them. And I started just, and I'm just like making stuff, girl. I'm just like, I'm in like, okay, mom bear mode to everybody. So I'm just like, I'm making stuff for it. People calling, I'm just sending stuff, And then there was another guy, our neighbor Tom, and I found out that he had the same kind of cancer that my husband had. And I'm like, you know what though? Mark was like, you know what? He told Tom, well, my Tina's made something for me. I'll see if she can make some for you. And I started making stuff for Tom. So Thomas, his doctor was over at UCLA, and the same thing. What are you using on your skin? Oh my God. Okay. And from there, more people. So that's how I knew that it worked, because it wasn't just Mark. It was other people that were giving me testimonies.
Mhm.
So that's when I knew that I was onto something.
Did you have a creative process?
As I said, remember, I was always making stuff anyway.
Mhm.
And I just remember having a conversation with my mom, and she was like, "Tina, you should be selling your stuff," you know. And I was like, "Mama, you're my mom, so of course." you know but I just remember that conversation I had with her. Tina, you should be and that's how she sounded. You should be selling your stuff. And but then when I had that epiphany, that was everybody, an epiphany and that confirmation from other people that is actually was working, then I'm like, you know what though, I can help so many other people that's going through what Mark is going through, you know, and yeah. So I could. It was more about being of service in a way. Yeah.
So I know that the skincare product itself is also, you've incorporated a lot of sustainability within your processes, and I also know that you have a commitment to anti-aging. Can you
Hmm.
talk about that a little bit?
Hmm. Like which part? You want to talk about the pro aging? I call it pro aging. But we don't want to say, we don't like to say anti aging.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why is that we are so blessed, Dawn girl, to be here.
To be here, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, girl. I mean, it's like aging, I think, is a blessing, and a luxury that we are here to be able to have this conversation. So I think for pro aging, it's just that, it's just being able to help women that are, a certain age, because I think that it's not that. Being young, it's like everything is gravitated towards the youth. It's like, our heyday was when we were in our 20s or the 30s. But I don't think that because we are getting older and wiser, I don't think that we have to have, bad skin. I mean, I how old am I? I'm 51,
Mhm.
right? And my skin looks better than it did when in my 20s. Do you know what I'm saying? And I used to wear I used to wear makeup. Now I just don't really, you know what I'm saying? So I think that because we go through so much though. We're going through the menopause. We're going through all those changes and all, and all that. And that's just a part of our life. I think that if we're just able to, okay, we know that we're going through this and it's not the end.
So more on the sustainability part, talk about
Mhm.
your farm.
Oh God. Yes. Our farm, we have, well, our Your skincare is a farm to bottle concept. And that means that majority of the ingredients that we use come from our farm or nearby farms that share our same ethos, meaning we are organic, we're sustainable, and regenerative. Yeah, and we focus on ingredients that are not harmful to our skin and to our bodies because I'm not sure if you're hearing about all the reports, what's happening. They're finding out that, so much of the products that especially we use,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
like the
are
braids.
causing, yeah, are
Yeah.
causing so much harm to us, as messing up our endocrine systems. It's just causing so much more. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that was just very important to us that because when we came back to Jamaica, because I'm from the U.S., my husband's from here, so when coming here, this place was a healing place for him after what he went through. So just being able to grow the foods that you eat and being able to use the land and use nature to make the products.
When I think of sustainability, it's almost today used like a buzzword. So to hear you like really explain what that means for you is probably
Mhm.
helpful to other people too, as they kind of like try to build on whatever it is they're doing. Because we all, I think, want to make the world a little bit of a better place. And
Right.
by focusing on that, one thing sometimes, even if it's creating or using, you're taking part in doing that.
Yeah, and I think that we all, even small. I mean, it can be as small as using reusable grocery bags when you go into the store.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe carpooling. It's just that everybody uses it, and I think especially a lot of brands use it. Oh, we're sustainable, but they use it for marketing purposes. But then you ask them, like, what is it that you're really doing? Do you know what I'm saying? What is it that you're really doing to for your brand to be sustainable? I just think that it could be it's like with us, like even the boxes. Can I show you the box?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
I'm gonna show you one of the boxes. Okay, so when we designed the box, you know what? It was just very important for us that it was recyclable, you know, and we could have had it more like glossy or all that. But once you incorporate that, it's not sustainable anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Can you hold it
Yeah.
up a little closer?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it
You know,
almost looks like your contents are on the package, you know?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, because I was like, oh, well, I wanted it, because you see these companies, oh, well, they're sustainable, and they have these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful packaging. It's all glossy and all that. But I didn't know this until I did my research, and the guy was like, then if you use all these type of inks and put that gloss and shine, you can't recycle it. But the average person doesn't know that,
Know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
If sustainability were a Hollywood film, what would be the pivotal moment?
When I guess the doctors and the doctors that were asking their patients what it is that they're using on their skin, and whatever they're using on their skin, continue to use it. That right there, to me, that was the pivotal moment.
So you want to build community and your vision for the future. How do you want to use your villa to inspire community and be a part of the community and expand to other communities? How do you want to use your villa
I
to?
think for us, it's all about the experience. It's all about them coming to our place and having a truly bespoke, authentic Jamaican experience. You know, there and the experience is that they can only get here. We make a point for our guests that when they come, they're not just doing the traditional, the okie doke type of you know things that you could get at a regular hotel.
Right.
It's kind of like off the beaten path waterfalls, these beautiful, majestic waterfalls. So yeah, it's about the experience.
So in the future, will you actually incorporate your skincare in the experience? And how will you do that?
Well, actually, we do that. We have that now. So, say for instance that we have a couple clients that they want to make a customized like products, and they can come here and they could go with me to the farm. They can pick out their ingredients. They can help me source everything, and then they let me know exactly the problems that they have. And because I'm a formulator, I'm a skincare formulator, so they can just tell me exactly what the issue is with their skin,
Hmm.
and then I can formulate the products for them. And then with that, then they can still do the massages if they want. They can still have all of the Jamaican experience. They want to go to hike on the waterfalls. They want to do. They can have all of that, and then go home with a product.
So I had the opportunity to come to your villa,
Hmm.
and you curated an experience for me and four other people, or five. It was like six of
I think
us.
it was four. Yeah, yeah.
I had the best time,
Oh.
and it was the best time for me because it really allowed me to, I don't want to say relax, but I would say let my mind free up.
Mm.
And my favorite takeaway was the food.
Yes, girl. Well, I had porridge this morning.
Well, I've been making it.
Okay.
The first time it didn't turn out, it wasn't all, it was good, but it wasn't what I had been spoiled by.
Yeah, she's a
So
true.
I'm gradually getting better and making it creamier, and that was my.
You know
I
what
wanted
though?
to eat like that forever.
No, it's funny because we have like so many guests that after they leave, they call us and like, oh, we're so depressed because we miss the food, and yeah, I mean, yeah, like that couple. There's a couple that just left, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so sad, and they're coming back in September because I loved it so much. So yeah, we get a lot of that. Yeah, the food is the most important thing. I remember when I first met my husband and we started dating, he was like, I love you more than cooked food. And I didn't understand it, right? Until
You got there.
and mind you, now his mom, they're Jamaican, and his mom would be cooking too, and the food was just his mom's an amazing cook too. And I'm thinking when I'm eating it, I'm like, oh my God, you must really love me. It's the food here. Oh my God.
Very,
It is.
very good.
Oh my girl. Yeah, it is. It doesn't make any sense how good it is. So yeah.
So, on the topic of women over 40,
Hmm.
give me an experience at your villa that is one of the most memorable experiences for that group.
We had a group of people that came, and there was one lady that she was really shy. Um, she was really shy. Didn't really want to talk. And when she would talk, she would cover her face.
Hmm.
Yeah, she would cover her face. And she had some issues with her skin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it took her a lot for them to convince her to come on this trip. But this is how God works. So she came, and I could just tell. We started talking, but she was talking. She wouldn't look in your face, and she'll cover her face. And I said, "Can I give you a facial?" You know, and reluctantly, she did, and she noticed right away the difference in her skin. When she went back home, she sent a photo of herself. Right, girl, she looked amazing, felt good about herself. Her hands were down. She was not covering her face, and she was smiling. And in her, yeah, and I had a part in that. So I have a customer for life, and yeah.
Two.
Thank you.
So we're gonna wrap it up. What would you say? I always try to use the experience of the guest to influence people who are listening. You are the pivot queen. I say that over and over again. So many of the listeners will have their own stories and transformations. Sometimes those stories aren't as seamless. So how can they deal with life's mess when you need to keep moving forward? If you were to advise them on that, what would you say?
I would say to them that when the situation changes, you have to change with the situation, right? Because I think what happens is everybody's so used to doing something the same way. They're doing this and this and that. They have their mindset what they're going to do. But life is not just linear, right? And when the situation changes, there's that saying that if you don't change with the times, then you die. And that's and that's very, very, I mean, it's very, very true, because a lot of people, oh, well, you find out that your job is, or something's about to happen to your field, your field, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm just going to keep doing it. Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should maybe learn something new. You know what I'm saying? And be ready, because change is inevitable.
It is inevitable.
Yeah. So you got to be willing to change with it, or else you're going to
die.
Yeah.
And if it's not you actually dying, it's your spirit.
Yeah, your spirit, your lifestyle. Yeah. So that's just, I think that's an advice that I live by. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this. I appreciate your insight, and I'm really happy to be a part of your experience and letting the world know that you have this wonderful product.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much,
I congratulate you on that. I know it was a lot of hard work.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I thank you so much for having me today. I'm very humbled and thankful.